Dr. Mira Patel had been assigned to the Xenocultural Exchange program with one simple mandate: teach the Solvari about human emotions. Simple, except the Solvari were a species that had engineered emotions out of their biology 3,000 years ago. They viewed feelings as inefficient, illogical, a weakness their ancestors had been wise to eliminate. And now Mira had to explain crying to beings who had forgotten how. "This is Scholar Zintari," the program coordinator said, gesturing to the Solvari who stood waiting in the observation room. "She has volunteered to be your primary student." Mira looked up and up and up. Zintari stood nearly 8 feet tall, her body composed of what looked like living starlight held together by will alone. She was humanoid in shape but translucent, with currents of silver and blue energy flowing through her like blood. Her face was ethereal, beautiful in an alien way, with eyes that glowed soft violet. No expression, no warmth. Just polite, distant curiosity. "Greetings, Dr. Patel," Zintari said, her voice like wind chimes. "I am eager to understand this human phenomenon you call emotion. My people have deemed it necessary to study what we have lost, though I confess I do not understand why. Because maybe you lost something valuable when you engineered it away," Mira said. "Emotions aren't just inefficiency. They're what make life worth living." Zintari tilted her head, the light within her shifting. "An interesting hypothesis. Shall we begin?" The first week was a disaster. Mira tried to explain happiness, sadness, anger, fear. She showed videos, played music, read poetry. Zintari observed everything with the same detached interest she might give to a chemical reaction. Clinical, distant, completely unmoved. "I do not understand," Zintari said after Mira finished playing a piece of music that usually made her tear up. "The sound waves are mathematically beautiful, but they create no response in me beyond aesthetic appreciation. Where is the emotion?" "You have to feel it, not analyze it," Mira said, frustrated. "Music isn't about the notes. It's about what the notes make you feel." "But I do not feel. That is the problem." Zintari's glow dimmed slightly. "Perhaps this experiment is futile. I am trying to understand a language I do not possess the biology to speak." "No," Mira said firmly. "You volunteered for this program. That choice, that curiosity, that's an emotion already. You want to understand. Want is a feeling." For the first time, something flickered in Zintari's violet eyes. Not understanding, but the beginning of it. Uncertainty. "I had not considered want as an emotion. We Solvari still desire things: knowledge, progress, achievement. Those are wants. They come from feelings, even if you've forgotten how to recognize them." Mira leaned forward. "Zintari, what made you volunteer for this program?" The Solvari was quiet for a long moment, her internal light swirling in complex patterns. "I was reading human literature, a novel about love and loss, and when I finished, I felt something, an absence, a sense that I had missed something essential in the story because I could not grasp what the characters were experiencing. It troubled me. That troubling, that sense of missing something important, it would not leave me." "That's emotion," Mira said softly. "That discomfort you felt, that drive to understand, that was you feeling something." Zintari's eyes widened, her glow brightening. "Then I have been feeling all along and simply did not recognize it. Maybe. Or maybe spending time with human culture has started to wake something up in you that your people thought they'd buried forever." Over the next 3 weeks, something shifted. Zintari began to change. Subtle at first. She'd pause when looking at art, not just analyzing but experiencing. She'd ask Mira to replay songs, not to study the structure, but because something about them called to her. And she started staying longer after their sessions ended, asking questions that went beyond the curriculum. "Why do humans cry when they are happy?" she asked one evening. "It seems counterproductive. If you are happy, why waste water and energy on tears?" Mira thought about it. "Because sometimes joy is so big, so overwhelming, that your body can't contain it. Tears are like overflow valve, a release of emotion too powerful to hold inside. I do not understand overflow. Solvari contain everything. That sounds exhausting. It is efficient. It sounds lonely." Mira corrected gently. Zintari's glow flickered, dimming and brightening rapidly. Mira had learned this meant distress, though Zintari probably didn't realize she was displaying emotion. "Loneliness. I have been researching this term, the pain of isolation, the desire for connection." Her violet eyes fixed on Mira. "I believe I am experiencing this." Mira's heart ached. "You're lonely. I think perhaps I have always been lonely. My entire species has been lonely for 3,000 years. We simply did not have the emotional framework to recognize it." Zintari moved closer, her translucent hand hovering near Mira's. May I try something?" "Of course." Zintari gently placed her hand over Mira's, Her touch was warm, electric, like holding liquid starlight. Humans touch when they feel connection. I have observed this. Is this correct? Yeah, Mira said, her voice catching. Physical contact releases oxytocin. It makes us feel bonded, safe, loved. Loved. Zintari said the word carefully. The emotion I am most struggling to comprehend. The one that seems to drive so much of human behavior. Mira, will you show me love? I do not understand it, and I need to understand it. The way she said it, so earnest and vulnerable, broke something open in Mira's chest. Zine, love isn't something I can just demonstrate like a science experiment. It's something you experience with someone, not something you observe, then experience it with me. Zintari's eyes were pleading. I want to understand. And I want to understand it with you specifically. Is that an emotion? Mira laughed, tears pricking at her eyes. Yeah, Zin, that's an emotion. That's actually a really important emotion. Why are your eyes leaking? Zintari asked, alarmed. Did I cause damage? No, these are tears. Remember? We talked about crying. You are sad. I did not mean to make you sad. I'm not sad. I'm feeling a lot of things right now. Happiness that you're learning. Affection for you because you're trying so hard. A little bit of heartbreak because you've gone your whole life without understanding this. Mira wiped her eyes. These are happy tears, Zin. Or maybe complicated tears. Human emotions are messy. Zintari slowly, carefully wiped a tear from Mira's cheek with her glowing finger. She stared at the moisture on her hand like it was the most precious substance in the universe. You are crying because of me. Because you feel things about me. Multiple things simultaneously, even things that contradict each other. Yeah, welcome to human emotion. It's complicated. It is beautiful, Zintari whispered. Inefficient and illogical and completely beautiful. Mira, I think I am developing feelings for you. About you, because of you. Is this normal? Mira's breath caught. That depends. What kind of feelings? I want to be near you. When our sessions end, I feel diminished, incomplete. I think about our conversations when I am alone. I have started to prefer your company to solitude, which is unprecedented for a Solvari. And when you smile at me, my energy matrix becomes unstable in ways I cannot explain. Zintari's glow pulsed rapidly. Am I experiencing affection? You're experiencing a crush, Mira said, her own heart racing. Which is a type of affection. A type of love, actually. Romantic attraction? Romantic. Zintari tested the word. Yes. I have been reading about this. Humans pair bond. They choose a mate not for genetic compatibility, but for emotional resonance. They fall in love. Am I falling? I think you might be, Mira said softly. How do you feel about that? Terrified, exhilarated, confused, hopeful. Zintari's laugh was uncertain but genuine. I am feeling 4 things at once. My people would consider this a malfunction, but I think I like it. Is that wrong? It's not wrong at all. Mira reached up, gently touching Zintari's face. The Solvari's glow intensified at the contact, brightening like a star. Zin, I need to tell you something. I've been developing feelings too. For you, which is probably wildly unprofessional and definitely not in my job description. Zintari's entire body flared with light. You reciprocate. This feeling is mutual. Yeah. I tried to fight it, tried to stay professional. But you're brilliant and curious, and you're working so hard to understand something your entire species gave up on. How could I not fall for that? Fall. Zintari repeated. Humans describe love as falling. Losing control. Surrendering to gravity. It is a metaphor for losing yourself in another person. Exactly. Then I am falling, Mira Patel. I am falling very far and very fast, and I do not wish to stop. She pulled Mira closer, surrounding her with light and warmth. Humans kiss when they love. May I try? Mira nodded, and Zintari leaned down, pressing her lips to Mira's. It was electric, literally, tiny sparks dancing where they touched. But it was also sweet, tentative, full of wondering discovery. When they pulled apart, Mira was grinning. How was that? Overwhelming, inefficient, completely illogical. Zintari's eyes were shining. I want to do it again, and possibly never stop. Is this normal, for being in love? Yeah, that's pretty normal. I am in love, Zintari said, testing the words. I am in love with you, Mira, and it is the most wonderful malfunction I have ever experienced. Over the next weeks, Zintari's transformation was remarkable. She laughed, a sound like crystals singing. She got excited about small things, her glow brightening with enthusiasm. She even got angry once, when another researcher made a dismissive comment about human emotions, her light flashing red with protective fury. But the most significant change came when Mira had to leave for a 3-day conference. Zintari said, trying to be logical. This is not a significant amount of time. I will be fine. I am Solvari. We do not need constant companionship. I miss you too, Mira said, smiling. I will not. I am simply acknowledging the temporary nature of your absence. But when Mira actually left, Zintari lasted exactly 4 hours before her colleagues found her in the observation room, her glow dim and flickering, liquid light streaming down her face. Scholar Zintari, are you malfunctioning? Her supervisor asked, alarmed. No, Zintari said, touching the wetness on her cheeks with wonder and misery. I am crying. Myra showed me how humans cry when they miss someone they love. And I miss her. I miss her so much that my energy matrix is producing physical manifestations of emotional distress. This is highly irregular. Salvari do not cry. We engineered that weakness away millennia ago. Then I am de-engineering it. Zintari said, her voice fierce despite her tears. Because this pain, this missing her, it means I love her. And love is not a weakness. It is the most powerful thing I have ever experienced. Mira taught me that. She taught me to feel, and now I cannot stop, and I do not want to. When Mira returned early, having sensed something was wrong, she found Zintari in their usual room, still crying softly. Zin, what happened? Are you okay? You came back? Zintari said, her glow immediately brightening. You were not scheduled to return for 2 more days. I got worried, and I missed you too. Mira pulled her close. Zin, are you crying? Yes. Zintari said, but she was smiling now, her tears slowing. You asked me once why humans cry. You said you would show me, and you did. You showed me sadness and joy and love and longing and every complicated feeling in between. And now I cry when you leave because I have learned that missing someone you love is both beautiful and terrible. I cry because I feel Mira. Finally, after 3,000 years of my species being numb, I feel everything. And it hurts, and it is wonderful, and I never want to stop. Mira kissed her tears away, tasting starlight. I'm sorry I made you cry. Do not be sorry. Crying means I am alive. Truly alive, in ways the Salvari have not been for millennia. You gave me that gift. Zintari held Mira close, their light mingling. I was a scholar studying human emotion as an academic exercise. But you taught me that emotion is not something to study. It is something to live, to feel, to embrace, even when it hurts. And now, Mira asked. Now I am a Salvari who cries when her love leaves, who laughs at jokes, who feels joy and pain and everything between. I am the first of my kind in 3,000 years to truly feel. And it is all because you showed me that inefficiency and illogic and messy, complicated emotions are what make existence meaningful. I love you, Zintari. I love you, Mira Patel. And I will probably cry every time you leave and smile every time you return and feel 1,000 contradictory things every day. And it will be chaotic and beautiful and everything I never knew I was missing. They stood together, human and Salvari, teacher and student, lovers learning each other's languages of the heart. And when Zintari cried again, because joy was too big to contain, Mira cried with her. Because that is what love does. It overflows. It connects. It makes you feel everything, all at once, in ways that are gloriously, perfectly inefficient. And neither of them would have it any other way.